Hi everyone, my name is Pankaj Saleja, an entrepreneur and a professor in business school in France. Like you, I wanted to be an entrepreneur since a long time. As you may have recognized, I am an Indian living and working in France. When I was in India, I initiated two different projects. Both failed, simply because I wasn't knowing how to make it. So in between, I had an opportunity to join top business school in France to learn business and entrepreneurship. At that time, I was 30-year-old with 8 years of work experience. I spent several thousand euros and invested 2 years in studying different business and management theories. During my master in business school in France, I initiated another 4 different business startup. I had support from a professor and mentors, but nothing really worked out. And then one day, one post on my Facebook timeline from World Economic Forum completely changed my direction, and I began to research in my new direction. I spent another 10 months in researching a different successful business and successful entrepreneurs to validate what I discover. And I discover a aligned principle between all the successful entrepreneurs and all the great successful enterprises. So I tested those aligned principles in my 7th in business initiative. And guess what? It worked. So I decided to share my experience with you to save you from the cost of failure and from the unworthy investment. But before to start this program, ask yourself this question and be very honest. Do you ever thought of stopping your Monday morning alarm to go to work? Or have you been thinking of starting a business since long time? Or do you ever feel deep inside you that you can be your own boss? If answer is yes, well, then this course is for you. It's time to make change. You don't have to make a massive investment like I did. I did it for you, and I will show you how this can be done in other way. The objective of this course is to see you as a successful entrepreneur. I spend tremendous time to make this short and precise course for you. I brought different perspective. What I did will help you. This course will begin with the explaining or disclosing the secret of successful entrepreneurs, and then it will present you the key principle to start a successful business. And I believe strongly that if you master those key principles, you can be an unstoppable entrepreneur. And then rest of the chapter are focused on decoding and explaining the key principle. I strongly believe that no one can stop you to be a successful entrepreneur until you choose to stop. So be prepared to commit yourself to be an entrepreneur and engage yourself in the course community. I would like to urge you to try it. If you don't love it, I will send you money back. See you in the course. Let's talk about the 7 critical questions people used to ask when they want to start a business. So what are those 7 questions? Okay, so most of my students used to ask me this kind of questions, so I just listed them out and I try to make it a short list. Okay, so those 7 questions I'm going to discuss here right now. So the first question is, how much time required to have a successful startup? Honestly speaking, there is no time limit. Okay, to a startup is an sorry a startup is an experiment. You can succeed within a 6 month, within 3 month, and it may take longer, like 6 years, 5 years, 7 years. Okay, so there is a no time limit. And to succeed as a startup, as I told you before, also 3 critical points you have to take into the consideration. One is the deepest knowledge of your industry, product and services. Another one is to you should meet the interesting people and you should be in the network of that industry. And third, you should fulfill the commitment what you promised to the customer and to the employee or to your friends. Okay, so these 3 points are highly important. Okay, keep in mind. I'm going to jump into the second question. What is the mechanism to succeed in a business? See, to succeed as a startup, there is a no trick. If you're looking for some kind of shortcut, forget about it. You can't be a long-term successful entrepreneur, or you can't be a billionaire by hooking some tricks here and there. Honestly speaking, just clear in your mindset that if you want to be successful, you have to choose your path and you have to stick with it until you're gonna succeed. Okay, so see, there is a difference is sticking with and so what does it mean sticking? Actually, you need to consider, when we are talking about the sticking, it means that when you're starting an idea, you don't have to stick with the idea. Try to ensure that when you are starting with one point, maybe it's not working, try something, try different thing, just related to the same subject. Okay, try to see the where is the right place, where your proposal fit, where is the right customer. Maybe your proposal don't fit with the right customer, maybe the customer segment is not right, maybe your idea is not good, or maybe the problem you are trying to solve, it's not the right problem to solve. So those things I have already discussed in another video. So what I like to here mention that there is no trick, and if you want to succeed, focus precisely and observe every steps what you're doing. You will find your way. Okay. Third one is how to attract investor. See, I realize that if like attracting investor is not so big deal. As a seed investment, like when you in the beginning, when you are looking for an investment, you can easily confuse the investors and you can clear almost 1 or 2 rounds easily. But that should not be your goal. Your goal should be to focus on the result, deliver the result what you are promising to the customer, what you promise as a company, what you promise to yourself. And then if you're looking for investors, if you're having a good numbers, good result, I think investor will come to you. Okay, third question I'm going to discuss, that is what is a good age to start a startup. See, there is no age limit to start a startup. Okay, but I generally advise people that if you want to start a startup, grab some knowledge before. For example, if you are 16 and you want to start a startup, why not? You can do that. But at the same time, you don't have a sufficient knowledge of that domain, you don't have experience in that domain, and at one step you're going to stuck. Okay, so if you are below 18 or around 20, so I will request you to have a deeper knowledge, spend some time, go to university or business school, read a lot of books in the particular domain. Okay, and then come up with the ideas, work in some of the companies, gain some experience, and then come up with your ideas. Okay, to start a business. So there is no age is defined. Okay, it's all depend on you, that how quickly you can grab the deep knowledge in your industry. All right, so it's just a matter of that. Another question, that what to avoid before to start. See, this is a very good question actually. A startup cannot be predicted. Okay, and there are a lot of things you must not do that I have discussed in another video. You can browse it out. So only thing I like to mention here, that you must not when you're starting, okay, or if everything goes well, the second term come up with the team, and is highly crucial. Okay, some of my friend, even they fail to manage team, and as a result, they give up their startups, okay, startup vision. So what I like to request you, that focus on the team, the people you are meeting, or people you are recruiting in your startups. Okay, another question I like to focus here: how to get better startup idea. How to get better startup idea is, there is a one thing I like to say here, that idea which is coming through the conscious brain often is not so good idea. Okay, because oftenly it's general ideas, and people other than you, surely some other people might have crossed this idea. Okay, so generally the great idea coming from our unconscious mind, first thing, and secondly, great idea is something which is simple. Okay, great idea which is simple and affecting a large amount of people, because the formula is too simple. If you want to have a big startup, simply your solution should affect the big amount of people, or your solution will solve the big problem. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Okay, let's talk about the last question. What should be the role of non-technical person in a startup? See, if you are two friends and one is master in technology and one is not, so in that scenario, the person who are not so used to in technology, their role generally in operation or in a business development, generally this is their role. The biggest example in front of us, that is Airbnb. So one of the partner, he didn't have much role, so he created a network of drivers, developed the operation as well as the sales. So that's it for now. Thank you for joining this video. Thank you for your time and watching this video. See you in the next video. Hi, I'm going to talk about your attitude when you start a business. So what should be your attitude? In generally, when I started my first startup, I focus on the business plan. I focus on the 5-year plan, and all that in the beginning. I focus on the marketing. I focus on the industry, and as a result, nothing has been happened. Okay, while focusing on the market, I thought of the advertising cost, and then I thought of the investment I need to have to start a startup. And while thinking everything, you're not going to make anything out of it. Honestly speaking, the only thing you have to focus in the beginning of your startup is your product, your solution, which is solving a big problem. Your solution, your unique solution, your authentic solution, your valuable solution. You see, that's all is matter for the moment. Okay, so don't get puzzled in the designing, don't get puzzled with the business model, don't get puzzled with the business plan and all that. Okay, the advertising and investment, focus your solution and proved it. Rest is your next step. Okay, your first step should be your product and solution. That's all this matter for the moment. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the next question I used to hear from my student, that is what should be your attitude towards competition? What should you do when you feel that the people are copying your product and services? See, being a leader, you must not be afraid of it. You should have something in your startup which should make them different. You must not be afraid to be different. Okay, be different with other people. Let other people copy it. In the world of internet, you can't control copying someone from you. Of course they can copy it. Then how are you going to compete? You're going to compete with your innovation, with your creative ideas, with solving a problem better than anyone else. Okay, that's how you're going to sustain. Yes, you may talk about the pricing is the issue. Yes, it's true. I agree with that. At one point, if your competitor is proposing inferior product with the with the lowest price, of course they're gonna take some of the customers. But remember, those type of customers should not be in your clientele, should not be your customer segment actually, because the people who is looking for a quick chick solution, okay, you must not consider those kind of the customer in your customer segment, because when you trying to do something best, your customer should belong to those category itself. Okay, so this is a very important point you need to remember. Another one I like to remember here, that the way you lead your startup, the way you perform, the way you work, this should make your company invincible. Okay, see, it's not that no one is selling the shoes on internet. There's thousands of companies are selling shoes on internet, but why Zappos becomes such a distinct identity? Why Zappos becomes so popular and lead the profitability since years? Why Zappos become one of the top innovative and best company to work? That's kind of rhythm, that's kind of mentality you need to build within you and within your team, within your startup. Okay, so that's it for now. See you in the next video. Thank you so much again for watching. See you soon. It's time to talk about the few questions that is a very important question I used to hear, that is and I also used to suggest to my student, that is who is the entrepreneur within you. See, there is many type of entrepreneurs. Okay, so to generalize, I put them in three categories. One is a struggler, one is a lifestyle, which is very popular these days, and another one is a magician. See, the struggler, the which kind of entrepreneurs are kind of a struggler? Most oftenly the people who come in with the kind of consultancy formula. This kind of company, they used to struggle. Because why is struggling? Because they every month they're having a target to find one customer to another customer to another customer, and every day it's the same hassle. Okay, so if you are running a such kind of business model where you have to you are still having the same problem every day to find the customers, I think you're going through the serious business problem. You need to look into a business model and your business again, and as well as your business ideas. Okay, so think about it. Secondly is lifestyle entrepreneurs. At one stage, lifestyle entrepreneurs are succeeded thanks to the internet. Okay, and there are many great examples in front of us. Some people are running blog, video blog, some people are writing books. Yes, there are many different kind of lifestyle entrepreneurs. Or you maybe get hooked by the formula of retirement in at the age of 40 years. Honestly speaking, this doesn't exist actually. Okay, this is just a hype, this is just a marketing tricks. Okay, so what I like to emphasize here, you maybe not agree with me, that's all right, but if you want to try, you can try, and you will know it actually. Or the people who are already doing it, just go and ask them. The biggest the philosopher of retirement at 40, this is Tom Ferris. I think probably if you got the chance to meet him, you can ask him if it is how true it is. Okay, so the lifestyle is entrepreneurship is coming with their own limitations. Like you can build something, but again, for example, you build a great blog. Okay, so now you got the pressure to do something every day in your blog, writing article, reply to the people. You have to be there all the time. And if any business which is required your presence to operate, this is not good business. Okay, and this is not sustainable and scalable business. And that can be good business, but that is not sustainable and scalable. Okay, you got it what I mean, what I want to say. Okay, so a third point I like to focus, this is a magician. Entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who attract people, who attract crowd. For example, you solving a problems, okay, you solving a great problems, so you don't have to search people who are in a problem and give them a solution. When you having a great solution of a great problem, big problem, the people will come towards you. Okay, that's the magic of magician. Okay, so you choose between which kind of stream, which kind of entrepreneur like to be. Okay, second thing I like to focus, that entrepreneurship require a great hard job. Doesn't matter, some people can tell you it's so easy, you can do that over the night, I earn 1 million in 1 month. It's all fake. Honestly, it's all fake. Why so? Because they're trying to sell you that how easy it is, and they know something by the inherited meaning is that if it looks easy, you will go for it, you will buy their proposal. Okay, if it's look hard, psychologically we are not prepared to buy it. Okay, so that's the logic behind it. Okay, there is no successful business is easy. All the businesses, all the startups is hard. You have to work hard to get your result. All right, so don't be get fooled by the marketing stuff of other people. Okay, choose between the happiness and the glory. Okay, when see the happiness of a short term and glory and happiness of long term. Okay, so it's very important. For example, with the video bloggers or with the bloggers, you can be a short term, you can have kind of free lifestyle, you can have free time, but for long term it's not going to make you billionaire, that for sure. Okay, secondly, another point I like to mention here is very critical, that is never compare your interior with the exterior of other people. Okay, what you see in other people should not make you feel inferior. Okay, the moment you feel inferior, you wish to give up. Okay, and that's not you should, that must not you should do as an entrepreneur. If you want to be a truly entrepreneur, if you want to reach the goal of like a multi-million business or a billion-dollar business, you have to learn never to give up. And I can promise you, if you implement this rule, never give up, you're going to be a billionaire of tomorrow. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video. Let's talk about your attitude towards media and result. See, oftenly I can see that in most of the startups, they are in a kind of fight to have a more media hype, the press release and all that, but this is not should be a priority for you actually. And being in media should not make you proud, neither not being in media make you invaluable. All which is matter to you is that the feedback of your customers, the result you're going to provide with your solution, with your product, that's all which is matter at the beginning of your startups. In general, people get fooled by the admiration of media, and people get disparate or disappointed by the comments and critics of the media. But when we are starting, you are not ready for that, this kind of critics and this kind of admiration. Both is poison for you. Okay, so at the starting phase, try to avoid to have those kind of poison at earlier stage of your startup. Okay, it will make you distract and you will lose your focus. Okay, second point I like to mention here, that don't afraid that you're working on your startups, you're trying to fit your idea, or you're trying to have your market since couple of months, maybe couple of years, but the result is still zero, it's not going out. This should not bother you. This should not bother you in the sense like you should not disappointed so much that you wish to give up. Of course, when the result is constantly zero for 6 months, our general life need doesn't stop. We have to pay the rent, we have to pay the general life expenses, the food, etc., and everything. But the of course you have to secure those parts. But other than that, when there is a business result is zero, I think you should much more focused on finding alternate solution to make it happen. Okay, you should always determined to find the way, find the right business model, find the right customer segment, find the right solution. Okay, uh, you are not the only one this happened. This is the case of most all the successful entrepreneurs. Facebook has struggled for 5 years, don't find their business model. BlaBlaCar struggled for 5 years. Even the Google struggled for many years, don't want to, don't get even they had a lot of investment in the company. They were incapable to find the business model, the right model to have money. Okay, so there is no shortcut, there is no formula. You have to keep looking in your domain, in your segment, and you have to find your way. Okay, so if you have this kind of attitude, you're going in the right direction. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video with some more on entrepreneurship. Hi, so in this video we are going to talk about the wealth versus money, because as you are in a process to be an entrepreneur, at one point you're going to handle this subject. Okay, so it's important that you should develop this kind of mindset right in the beginning. Okay, so what is money? As you know, money is a medium of exchange. Okay, money is a cash, and cash which is helping us to exchange the goods, buy the goods. Okay, so it's just a medium of exchange. Okay, so what is the having a lots of money? Lots of having a money, for example, I can say that if you got 100,000 euro now, okay, so what will happen that if you put it in the bank, after 5 years your 100,000 will become 70,000, or maybe 80,000 or 90,000, subjected to in which country you are living and the inflation rate in the country. Okay, so if in your country the inflation rate is less, your money will reduce the value slowly. And if you are living in a country such as India, your money reduce value drastically. Okay, same as the inflation rate. Okay, so the money having a direct impact of fluctuation of inflation, while in other hand the wealth is considered to be wealth is a in commercial aspect, if I can say, is the sum of all assets. Okay, so the wealth you having, the money is just one part of the wealth. This is in wealth we can include your properties, your assets, your car, your money, your clothes, your ornaments, jewelry, stones, anything valuable you own, everything coming under the wealth. Okay, so this is very critical to keep in mind. Second point I would like to mention, that if you want to be a wealthy, what do you need to consider, that you funding your expenses through the income generated by your wealth, while you earning more money to procure more wealth. Okay, so your formula should be earning more money to procure more wealth, not to spend money in a daily life. Okay, and your wealth should procure money to handle your day-to-day expenses. Okay, so if you can maintain this triangle, this will help you to have healthy financial startup as well as healthy financial life. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. See you in some more interesting information in next video. Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the money and startups. See, money is not a problem anymore for starting a business. But unfortunately, still I can see that in some of the country like India, the all the incubators are focused on the traditional businesses like making a chicken farm, making a food process manufacturing company, and those kind of project came as incubators, and they're looking for investment and start a business. See, in the today's world, this is not the only kind of businesses you should start. As I said before, like if you had to choose between starting a startup to starting a business, I will rather start a startup rather than start it. I will choose to start a startup than starting a business, because business is a risky game. There's a lot of money involved in forehand, and if you failed, it's going to be a burden on you forever. Okay, with a startup, it's quite easy. You're coming with some different solution technologically, with the help of software or with the help of your skill. You're coming with some sort of solutions using the internet as a tool and solving the big problems. Okay, if you're having some friends who are expert in technology, you can come up with something great, something awesome, and you can solve a great problem. It's not that difficult at all. Now, secondly, I'd like to say that we having a very different kind of mindset when we talk about money in India as well as in France. People don't really openly talk about that and don't appreciate that much. See, if you starting a startup or starting a business to have money, you need to learn the value of it. You need to know the why you want to do that. You need to know, you need to appreciate it. If somewhere you feel like a curse, if you see the money as in negative sense, perhaps it will be difficult for you to have money. Okay, so the first of all, I would like to suggest that build a positive mindset towards money, and secondly, don't run after money, because money is not should be your objective. This should not be your goal. This should be the mean to achieve your goal. Okay, so the problem you are trying to solve, the solution you are providing, the money will be just in between. Okay, so try to have a right kind of mindset when we talk about money. Okay, now let's talk about the kind of problem people used to face when it's about the money, like a division of money. Okay, so I realized that in some of the companies, particularly in a startup, they used to say that as a startup they don't have fund, so the salary won't be much. Okay, see, it's very different working in a startup or working in a company. Okay, so if you choose someone to work in a company, you know that they're not going to have a 9 to 5 responsibility, and you know that they're going to perform equivalent to you as a founder of a company. Okay, so if they're going to do equivalent level of contribution in your company, make sure that they're getting a revenue in the parallel basis. Okay, you should not form your startup kind of monarchy, kind of big hierarchy. Okay, at the initial stage, or I would say you should never do that. Okay, so try to ensure that you're hiring good people, and when you're hiring somebody, you paying them the best in the industry. Okay, I can understand it's hard for you to realize, but this is the key point. Okay, if you want to keep the diamond you have to ensure that you got good locker to keep them. Okay, so keep in mind. Okay, so if you're starting with the two, generally the people ask that which kind of partnership they should start. If you're starting with the two founding partner, start as a 50-50. If you are starting with the three founding partner, start as a 40-30-30. Okay, so this is a best ratio. Like the people are in 40, they're going to be a CEO of the company, or rest 30-30, you're going to manage a different part of the company. Okay, so this is a very crucial point. Another point I would like to mention here, that at the initial stage of your company, you should focus on incremental growth, which will give incremental money. Okay, as I said before also, there is no magic. You must concentrate, you must be humble and focus on incremental growth. Okay, second objective should to capture your niche. Okay, and be the leader of that particular market segment. That should be your objective before to expand horizontally or vertically. Try to ensure that you are the market leader in your zone, or take the 100% if possible. Okay, so that's the only way you can go bigger. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you again. Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the checklist of startups. Okay, so look into those points and see if your startups or if your future startups have those kind of points. Okay, so what is that points? So the first of all, I would like to say that try to ensure that you having idea, you having a solution which is solving a specific problem. This is the first thing. Okay, you need to have in your startups. The second point I like to mention here, that never ever try to find investors at the first stage of your success, or in fact try to avoid as much as possible. Try to start something independently yourself. Try to scale it at one level and then sell it, or if you can run and continue the business. Okay, try to avoid as much as possible the investors, because it's pain. You maybe think that's easy, but it's not so easy, because you'll be losing your freedom, you'll be losing your decision making, and you'll be losing your focus, most importantly, because the investors focus is on the result. They don't care the customer, they don't care the solution, all they care that their money is going to double or not. Okay, that's all what is matter for them. So try to be a great entrepreneur. Try to avoid as much as possible. Of course at one stage we need, but as much as we can push it out is better. Okay, now the third point I like to mention here, that keep your distribution strategy online. Okay, yes, it's good to be offline, but when you're going offline, it's kind of increasing a fixed cost. Okay, so your primary distribution strategy nearby the internet is better. Okay, and there's a different way. There is not only one way to just going on Facebook or Twitter. You need to find it out. Okay, I will let it for you. Another one is like you need to have a simple business model. A model can be understood by a stranger easily within a 1 minute. Okay, your business model as simple as that, should be as simple as that. If any stranger could not understand your business model within 1 minute, you got work to do. Okay, the third point I'd like to mention here, your prototype is a functional. Your prototype must be functional before you're going to raise fund, or before you're looking for any kind of support, or before you're looking for even partners. Your prototype should work. If your prototype is not working, work on it, make it work. Okay, another point, the sixth point I like to mention here, that you have to find your growth per week. not per month, not per 3 months or 6 months. You need to ensure that there is some progress every week. If there is no progress, do it. It's highly important for the growth of your startup. Another one, the last one I like to mention here, that choose extreme team. Try to ensure that your team is matching with your vision, matching with the vision of your startup, the problem you're trying to solve, the world you're going to change. Okay, so try to ensure that everything is in line. See, it's not the intelligent is matter, it's not the hard skill is matter. When you're looking for a team, the most important you must look for that is a soft skill, the way the people behave, the way the people communicate, the way the people talk, the way the people interact, the way that their value system. Those things you need to consider in mind when you're recruiting something. Okay, so that's it for now. Whether you're having a startup or whether you're starting a business, just ensure that all those 7 points are in line. Okay, and enjoy this adventure. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video with some more interesting content. Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the shortcut. In general, I realize that a lot of people are looking for shortcut. I hope you are not one of them. Most people are trying to have a startup with $1 million, $1 billion business, and they think that is going to come because they desire it. But this is how not the wealth system work. If you want to be a successful businessman, a successful entrepreneur, you have to do a hard job. Because every businessman who are successful, they did the hard job. Doesn't matter if you having a lot of money in present in hand or not. There are many people who started from zero and they made a great business. They made a great wealth. The same way, if you think that you can build a great business, a great startup, if you wishing all that, but if you're not taking any action towards it, forget it now. Okay, and keep on focusing action every day. Because remember, there's the situation you are into at present, what you got now, the resources you have now, okay, the result and outcome you have now, this is the result of your response to the event. For example, you are not having a lot of money simply because you didn't take appropriate action in past. If you have taken appropriate action in past, you could be earning a lot of money at present. That could be you're supposed to go, you could have learned the engineering from the MIT, or you could have learned the medicine to be a doctor, or you could have done something different things in professionally, or you have learned something in management and you could be a CEO of the company. So what you are today, this is the action, this is the result of action you had taken before. Okay, so think about it and take action today to change your result tomorrow. If you want to have something tomorrow, do it today something to get it tomorrow. Okay, so let's have this kind of mindset which will help you to grow further. Doesn't matter in which stage of a startup you are, you will grow continuously if you keep this kind of fundamental mindset within you. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching this video again. See you in the next video. Hi everyone, thank you for completing the chapter 1 and welcome in the chapter 2. In this chapter we are going to talk about idea. We are going to discuss about the different kind of ideas, the source of idea, how to approach an idea, how to create a different type of idea, how to elaborate the idea, how to develop the idea, and then finally we will talk about how to sell the ideas. We will focus on different element in deeply to understand that if you have an ideas you can elaborate it, or if you don't have an idea you can get it. You can benefit with this chapter whether you have an idea or if you don't have an idea. So let's get started. Thank you for your attention and thank you for your time. See you in the next video. Hi, in this video we are going to talk about your secret idea. This is time to reveal your secret idea, because doesn't matter how long you keep your idea secret, it's never going to make it. Why you need to reveal your secret idea? Because the idea formed and get flourished when you spread it, when you talk about it, when you share it. Okay, so if you hesitate to share the ideas, please don't do that. Okay, because the moment you try to hide your ideas and you're trying to do something with that, it's not going to work. Why so? Because you having only one angle of the ideas. Okay, and when you sharing the idea with other people, you having the feedback and you can see the different direction. When you're speaking to the third people, you're getting some other direction, and so the more you're discussing, the different perspective of the ideas you're going to receive. Okay, so that's why it's very important that you should share the idea as much as possible. This is the first thing. Second thing I'd like to talk about, that your idea must be a bad idea. Your idea must be an impossible idea. Like when you talk about your ideas, people should say that, are you crazy? This is not going to happen. Oh no, this is not going to work. You should have this kind of response. Okay, so get used to with it, because this is a good result. When you're having this kind of, when you're hearing this kind of feedback, just tell yourself that you are in the right direction. You eliminated one more competitor. Okay, so this is a highly important to sharing your ideas when you're talking about your ideas. Okay, so this is very powerful. Another point I'd like to mention here, that don't afraid to pitch your idea. As I said, don't afraid to pitch your ideas as much as person as possible. And the critical point I wanted to mention here, that is take into the consideration of take the consideration of feedback from a right category of people. Okay, don't buy the feedback of everybody. Okay, like you talk to your friends who having a no knowledge in automobile industry, and when you talk about this idea, it's not going to work, and you get demoralized that it's not possible to work because your friends say it's not going to work. You see, so which kind of people you should take into consideration? See, the people who are consider them as expert, don't take their ideas. Okay, because oftenly people who are expert, they having a limited set of knowledge. They know everything about that industry, that they don't know what is the possibility. Okay, so don't buy the feedback of expert. Okay, don't buy the feedback of previous entrepreneurs or another entrepreneurs. For example, one people who running a company, software company, and you want to start a kind of water management company. Your startup is based on water management. So when you ask to the people who are in a software industry, SAP, okay, so if you're asking for the feedback of them, they will give you the feedback according to their perspective, according to their industry. Okay, so this is nothing to do with you, with your industry. So be very careful, don't buy such ideas. Now another one is investors. See, the investors, all that care about that if their money is safe, if they're going to invest with you or not. That's the only their key concern. The key concern, if he's going to invest with you, how much money he's going to make. Okay, so if he's not going to invest with you, he may criticize you, he may give you show you some kind of problems. But again, don't buy their idea as well, because It's not those kind of people who should define you. A startup is not defined by the investors, by the other entrepreneurs, by the outside industry people. A startup defined by the customers. Okay, so the only person you should hear and the feedback you should take into the consideration, the people who is your client, who is your customers, who is your future customers. You should take the consideration of your future customer only. Okay, and of course yourself, your intuition, your guts. Okay, so that's all, those two is highly important. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome. In this video today we are going to talk about a different kind of ideas and their source. But before to get into the detail, do you know that how many ideas crossing your mind every day? Have you ever thought of it? Have you any put in the place the kind of idea bookkeeping? Okay, if you not, I would like to suggest you to be aware the different ideas crossing your mind, because it could be a great source of your business in future. So before you can practice this in daily life, let's have some exercise here. Let's take a piece of paper, okay, and a pen. Pause this video. Take your time, think of different ideas and classify them according to you. All right? Once you are done, come back to this video again. So, see you soon. Hi, welcome back. I hope you did the exercise. If you haven't, then I strongly recommend you to do it, because this will help you to understand better how this idea actually function. According to my analysis, or according all the ideas you might have observed in your paper, I can say you can classify them in two categories: possessive ideas and non-possessive ideas. Possessive ideas are those ideas where you have in control, which belongs to you. You are the source of those ideas. And non-possessive ideas are those ideas which is coming from outside world. Okay. It could be from the market. It could be from education center, anywhere, from internet, anywhere. So flowing from outside. All right. So that is exactly non-possessive ideas. In possessive idea, you can say there is many different kind of ideas you can have. Like your creative ideas is one type of possessive ideas. The ideas based on your education, idea based on your work experience, idea based on your environment. This is also a possessive idea. This all belongs to you. Okay, so other than these possessive ideas, in external ideas there are several sources of external ideas also. For example, if you look into the universities, like universities who having a technology transfer department, there you can have a bunch of ideas laying out there. They're waiting for the people to come and develop it. So if you think that you are not creative enough, that's okay. You just get an idea and develop it. Other than the universities, there are other source of ideas is called data gathering. Like you gathering a data on particular countries, niche market, any industry, analyzing the data and coming up with your version of idea. There is a market survey which help you to get the ideas from other people. Also the ideas from customers who usually give a lot of ideas, and the internet, and the incubators in the education center or non-education centers. there is a lot of you can see the ideas. Also the crowdfunding websites, brainstorming with your friends. These are the all different kind of different external source of your ideas. So if you keep observing those ideas, soon you will realize that you're surrounded with many ideas. So whether you are creative or not, you deserve an idea to start the business, and you can find it easily anywhere. So see you soon in the next video. Thank you for your attention. Hi everyone, let's talk about how to create an ideas. So there is a different way to create an ideas depend upon your personality. You can choose your favorite way to create an ideas. See, ideas can be observed and can be created. It doesn't have to be a gifted, okay? So if you are a good observer, you can observe and you can have it. If you think you are not good in observing, not a problem. You can create your own idea. So today we are going to discuss about how to create an idea. See, there is a 5 ways to create an idea. One is called problem solving. Second is called scientific research. Third is called artistic way. And fourth is called philosophical way. And fifth is called 3M. So if you are a person who are a problem oriented and want to have a solution, then this could be your favorite way to find an idea. If the problem is motivating you to solve it, this is your way to find an idea. It's simple. Look into the problem. Don't think of solution. Try to solve the problem the way you think is best without looking into the available solution. And after some time, you will be a different idea with solving a problem. Another way, the research, like scientific research. Most often the medical field use a scientific research method to finding an idea. A lot of medicine are based on this. And then there is a artistic idea that you already know, and then philosophical idea that you also know. Artistic idea can be favorable for the people who used to receive a compliment like your mind is high in the sky, okay? And philosophical idea can be your favorite if you think that you are a thoughtful person and you have a history of it. You having a feedback as such. Okay, so the philosophical idea can be your favorite. Now let's talk about 3M ideas. In 3M ideas, if you are a logical person, if you want to believe in figure out the solution, or a kind of mechanical person, this is for you. 3M idea consists of 3 ideas. First is called modification, mixing, and mode. So in modification of ideas is pretty popular. What the people do, I remember of one a very successful blogger. What he did, that he looked into the TV series, a famous TV series, and he modified it in his own version. So the TV series was all about interviewing people when people are on vacation on the beach in the day. So this YouTuber, they did the interview, but not in the day. They chose interview in the night. Instead of interviewing to the people who are relaxing, they went in a bar in the night to interview them, people who are drunk. And that series got massive hit. So this is an example of modification of an idea. Now let's talk about mixing an idea. See, the aeroplane is an example of mixing an idea. You're taking a several existing idea, you're mixing them and coming up with a new idea. And then there is a mode. This is something that one idea is already existing. You're not creating a new idea, or one idea is already existed. What are you doing? That you're changing the perspective of an idea. You're changing the meaning of that idea. Okay, so oftenly in the fashion industry, in the retail industry, in the garment industry, we can see it oftenly that some kind of a style which was famous before 10, 20, 30, 40 years before, they change the perspective. Now the famous actor, actress using the old fashion in the latest movies, and that kind of a style becoming a famous. Do you see? So this is a way of keeping the idea but changing the meaning, changing the perspective of an idea. So I will let you choose what is best for you. So thank you so much again for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. So let's talk about, in this video we are going to discuss how to develop the ideas. How to develop the ideas can be classified in 3 categories: exploring the ideas, testing the ideas, and validating the ideas. Alright, so let's talk about how to explore the ideas. I don't know if you know, there is a various tool, but here I am going to give you the example of 2 tools which you can use to explore your ideas. One tool, I call them a brain mapping. In brain mapping, what you're doing, that you're taking in ideas, putting them in the piece of paper, putting them in the center of piece of paper, okay, and after you're drawing a line and you're putting all the element coming up related to your ideas. Okay, so maybe 10, 20, 30, putting them all together, so it will give you a kind of a parachute view to look into your ideas. All right, and it will help you to analyze your idea and make it more solid. Okay, I usually do it for making the courses. I usually do it for the courses in the universities also. So it's a very important way to look into your thoughts also. Okay, so you can use this called mind mapping, okay, to explore your ideas. Second way is, I call them a mastermind group discussion. So you have an idea, you are surrounded with the group of 4 or 5 people to whom you trust actually. Okay, so you're discussing those ideas within that people, but ensure that the people are coming from different kind of background. This will help you to get a different output, but don't forget to write all the output on the paper. Okay, so once you write down different kind of different things has been expressed by your friends or by the group of people, after again you can do the same. You can have a global view of your ideas, and then you can analyze the idea and make it more concrete. Second way to explore the ideas, this is the first way. Second way to exploring the ideas, I call them look into the next day. For example, today you work on your ideas, okay, put them into the drawer, and tomorrow look into the idea again. It will give you a different perspective. You will see that the way you were thinking yesterday, it wasn't today again. you could see a lot of changes in the same ideas. Okay, so again put it again in the drawer and come back again in the third day. So do it for minimum 9 days or 9 times, maybe not in the same day, but in a different time segment. Minimum do, I will suggest to do a 9 time. It will help you to synthesize your idea and get something concrete out of it. Okay, so this was about exploring the ideas. Now let's talk about testing an ideas. So whether your idea is valid or not, is very important to see whether there is a market for your idea or not. So nowadays it's very easy to see whether there is a market. The best way to see whether there is a market or not, Google Analytics. There is a number of ways, but I will suggest you the free way of looking into is get into the Google Analytics, put the keyword and see how many people, how many views are there, what is the weightage of that keywords. Okay, after I can suggest you to get into the Facebook ad. Okay, you don't have to subscribe the ad, it's free of cost. Get into the Facebook ad page and just put the keyword, okay, and keyword of your idea, and see how many people are liking this idea according to your target location. Is very important. Okay, so if your target market is world, look into the world. If your target market is one particular department or one particular country or one particular industry, try to put it in the same way. Okay, and see how many people are concerned, are related to that idea, or like these ideas. Okay, this will give you an understanding. Okay, third way of testing your idea is getting into the customers directly. See who can be your customer and approaching your customer directly. That as a student, you can tell them that you are testing this idea and you want to see if it is solving their problems. There are proper methodology that I will explain you later on. So how to test your idea. So you can proposing the customers directly and let's see what is their reaction, if they are interested or not. Now the third stage of developing your ideas, I call them a validating. It's possible that you can see a lot of people are a lot of market on while analyzing Facebook, while analyzing Google, but it's while analyzing even the direct survey also, people can see there is a lot of potential in the idea. But this is not the final point. Final point will be validating your idea. It means that whether those people who love your ideas, is they ready to pay for idea? That's a crucial point. If they are ready to pay for get your ideas or get your solution or get your product, it means that your idea is solid. If they are hesitating to pay, you need to work out. Okay, get into something where they are ready to pay. See, I remember once one student came to me and he wanted to be a singer, and he told me that I think I sing pretty well. I got a lot of appreciation in school. I got a lot of appreciation wherever I sing. People are clapping for me, and I think I can be a singer. I say, are you sure that people really like, or they clapping because they really love it, or they just doing a formalities? To check it, I suggest him to do one thing, host a house concert kind of, okay, and ask all your friend who was clapping for you, who was encouraging you, to come and visit, but it's not free of cost. They have to pay a certain amount to attend your concert. And let's check how many people are accepting your request. If your result is more than 50%, your idea is valid. You can be a singer. So what I'd like to suggest to you here, that the same method apply for you as well. See, if you are approaching 10 people and 5 out of 10 is ready to pay, so average is 50%. So if 50% or more than 50% are ready to pay for your ideas, your idea is valid, you can make a business out of it. But if the result is less than 50%, then you need to think of it again. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. See you in the next video. Hi everyone. Welcome back again. Today we are going to talk about how to approach an idea. How to get into the market with our idea. See, there is a 4-way to get into the market with our idea. So the 4-way is to look at. First is called resource-based approach, opportunity-based approach, rope approach, and ORACE approach. So in the resource-based approach, what the people does, see, as the name suggests, this is all about looking into your resources and offering this to market. All right. For example, the renting business, consulting business. This is an example of a resource-based approach, a resource-based idea. Even when I started my consulting business first, it was a resource-based approach. So second one is opportunity-based approach. What you're doing in opportunity-based, that you're looking into the market, what exactly the market need, and then you're figuring out yourself and proposing the solution in the market. Okay. Most oftenly, the high-tech companies and many other big companies, this is their favorite way. The third one is a rope approach. This is all about modifying your resources to fit into the market. All right. And then fourth one is a modifying your market to fit into your resources, what you already have. See, most of the startup fail is because they look into the opportunity-based approach. Oftenly is a very sensitive approach of business. Most of the people don't know. So as a startup, if you are a person who want to start a business, I would like to suggest you to go for either third or fourth approach. I mean, either a rope approach or a ORACE approach. So in the rope approach, as I suggest, this is much more about looking into your resource to fit into the market. Okay. And in fourth, what I said, ORACE approach, in that you looking into you modifying the market, you finding your niche, which you can serve more efficiently with your own resources. Okay. So hope I am clear enough to make you understand more about this subject. I have mentioned in the resource section. Also, if you have any further question, don't hesitate to ask me. See you in the next video. Thank you again for your attention. Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about how we can have money for our ideas. How we can create fortune based on our ideas. So we will talk about the journey of an idea. I don't know if you have remember, in last videos we'll discuss about the idea, how we are surrounded by a lot of ideas. So if you can focus on one idea, you can generate a huge fortune out of it. How does it work? Well, so we are going to talk about that in this video. Actually, if the idea kept in your brain, if the idea kept in invisible form, having no values. All you need to do is to put your idea into a tangible form, into a visual form. This not necessarily has to be a product or service. For example, an idea can be classified or can be sold in 4 different ways. First, obvious way is to transform your idea into product or services, and sell your product or services, rent your product or services, or get the royalty out of your product and services. Second way to get money of an idea is conceptualize your idea. You got an idea, conceptualize it, give a meaning to your idea, and then popularize it and then sell that to people. For example, I learned about a book called A Purple Cow. See, a purple cow not really exist, but what the writer did, that he conceptualized the business into a purple cow and explained the business in the form of a purple cow. And that purple cow book got massive hit, gets sold in millions. So all you need to have to do, if you are not ready or if you don't have resources to create product or services out of your idea, second way is to conceptualize, make a concept of it and explain it in detail. All right. Third way is to create a process of your idea. For example, in the modern time, I call them a bling bling theory. And in the bling bling theory, one of the theory called business model canvas. What is this? Actually, it's nothing more than creating a process. So one people had an idea of creating, starting a business process, and they put this process in a model. They put their idea in a process and put them in a drawing, and they begin to sell. So this is how it works. Your idea can be product and service, can be a concept, like it's not has to be a real concept, not has to be a real, but there has to this has to have a meaning. In the same way, process has to have a realistic, it has to give sense to people. Okay, and then the fourth one is called achievement. Like I heard of one story that one guy came up with an idea, 8 marathon in 8 weeks. So both one couple get crazy about doing a marathon, and they did marathon. Every week there is one marathon in every country. So in 8 countries, 8 marathon in 8 weeks. And after doing that, they got highlighted in newspaper, in the TVs, and after they begin to sell the training to other people. They begin to train people for marathon. So this is called selling an idea in form of achievement. Like you had an idea, you implementing that idea in your life, and after you selling this to other people in the form of book, in the form of training, in the form of conference, etc. So we discussed 4 ways of exchanging your idea for money: product and service, concept, process, and achievement. So Thank you so much for your attention again. See you in the next video. Hi everyone, in this video we are going to talk about how Google and Facebook implemented the idea in the starting phase of their business. Well, the detail about this topic I have shared the link in the resource section. Here I am going to explain you briefly to give you an understanding how Google and Facebook operate in their early age. Okay, so let's look at the Google. What was the source of their ideas? The source of Google idea was based on possessive. That was a possessive ideas based on experience, where the Facebook was also possessive ideas based on creativity pushed by revenge sentiment. So when we look into that, how they create this idea, here we can find the two different distinctions. Google formed their idea based on problem solving. For example, when Page and Brian was researching, the Google was existing that time, but the result wasn't good enough. It was too blurred. So they thought to make it a better algorithm to have a better result, and this is how they present the algorithm to professor. So their approach was a problem solving, while the Facebook approach was a 3M model. In 3M, what they did to create a revenge site, like to find who is most sexy, they took the algorithm was already developed at that time and modify it and put it in the different perspective. So they used the 3M model to create an ideas. When we look into how they approach the idea, here we can find the similarity between Google and Facebook. Google, Page and Brian were the great algorithmists. They were the great mathematicians. So they had the resources to create the algorithm, the search engine they were dreaming of. So they took 4 years to keep on studying and working on their algorithm. While the Facebook, also the great programmer, the Mark was a great programmer, or he is a great programmer. So what he did, that he started at one point and then evaluated, with time they get improved and formed a Facebook, from face mask to Facebook. Now when we look into that, how the journey of money, idea to money, here we can realize that both Google and Facebook, they started as a concept. There was no revenue model, pre-revenue model. The only thing was existing that time was an idea and a passion and a resource. Only 3 things was existing. No team, no office, no revenue model, nothing. So they build the concept around their ideas, and with time they improve themselves and get into the product and service level. So that's it for the case study. For the more detail about the Facebook and Google and Apple on idea, please have a look to the resource section. Thank you so much for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi everyone, welcome. In this video we are going to talk about what we discussed in this chapter. Hope you enjoy this chapter. In this chapter particularly we focused on idea, like how to generate money out of idea, how to have business out of idea, how to create an idea, what should be our favorite way of creating an ideas, how to develop, how to elaborate our ideas. Also, we focused how to test and validate our ideas. We discussed the different source of ideas, and we also discussed classifying the ideas in two ways, possessive and non-possessive. The entire chapter was focused on idea. Hope this chapter help you to understand that you are surrounded by the opportunity. All you have to do is to follow the course step and get into the business immediately. Thank you again for watching this course, and thank you for your attention. See you in the next chapter. Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for subscribing the course. See, this chapter is focused on the core element of starting a successful business. Have you ever wondered that how some companies are achieving such a great level while knowing the fact that 96% of the startups fail in first year and less than 1% startups succeed in 5 years? Well, those points we will discuss in the coming videos. Here in this chapter, we are going to focus on core element of starting a successful business. So this core element I have discovered by analyzing all the successful great enterprises. I mean, most of the great enterprises are present. I did the research on the manufacturing company called Ford, how they got started, and then I went into the General Electric, how they got started, and then I researched on the Google, Facebook, Apple, and many other companies. And after researching all that, I concluded 4 points which was common when they started their business. And then I look into my own business initiatives, because as you may know, I have started 8 different businesses, but 6 out of 8 failed. So I had to look into what was the common between my success and the success of other entrepreneurs. And I realized that if you can master these core element of starting a successful business, this can completely change your perspective, the way you see entrepreneurship. You can literally start any kind of business if you can master these 4 elements. So in this chapter, we will start with the title called Success Leaves Clues. There we will talk about how the great enterprises leave some clues for us to proceed our business initiative. And then we will talk about the great entrepreneurs are present, that how they never been in the trap of a bling theory of modern time, which has been taught in a different incubators and the business school. They were practical, and many of them they didn't have the modern theories. They didn't pass MBA, or they didn't even graduate, many of them. Some of them not even a 10th grade. But they are able to build a successful business. So we are going to talk about those great entrepreneurs, followed with I will introduce you 4 core elements of starting a successful business. And those 4 elements will help you. Will help you to understand throughout the course step by step. And then we will talk about what exactly you need to implement that 4 core elements. So, and finally we will conclude the chapter with the conclusion. So thank you so much for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome in the video Success Leaves Clues. In this video we are going to talk about 3 different subjects, and 3 different subjects having little commonality. There is something common in them. So I like to highlight it. So the first will be I will be talking about the Mount Everest. Second is Google, and third is Apple. Well, why Mount Everest, Google, and Apple? Is because you are aware with this name, and it will help you to remember the message I like to convey you. So let's talk about the Mount Everest. When I was around 6 years old, I read a story on the Mount Everest, and which was like around 1865, George Everest has discovered the Mount Everest, and around 1953, Hillary and Norgay climbed the Mount Everest first time. Is almost after 1 century discovering the Mount Everest. And in around 2017, around 4,000 successful people already climbed the Mount Everest. So what happened before the Hillary and Norway? Why nobody tried to climb the mountain? That's not true. Actually, before Hillary and Norgay, a lot of people tried to climb the mountain, but most of them they die. So when first time Hillary and Norgay climbed the mountain, they learned the clues to climb, and which set the path for a following climber. And that's why on the average around 400 people each year climbing the Mount Everest. Well, starting a business is not as that much hard as climbing a Mount Everest. Now let's talk about the Google. When the Google started, the idea come up in the doctorate, a PhD student at Stanford University. The Page, Mr. Page was he discussed the idea with Brian, his friend, and they worked together an idea, and finally they presented their idea to his professor. And finally his professor bring him to the Asian professor of Stanford, who had the reputation of funding in a successful IT companies like Sun. So when they see the ideas, they understood the concept, and they initiated to invest $100,000. But other than the $100,000, what was important, that the guidance they gave to the Page and Brian. So the successful story of the investor, they were not an angel investor, they were a professor, and they invest their own money by believing on Page and Brian, because Page and Brian at that point of time, he had no company, no prototype, no offices, just an idea. So what here I like to point out, that with the right advices, set their path in a right way to become a great company. Now let's talk about Apple. But Apple wasn't the same as Google. If you look into the history of Apple, I realized that two friends from the computer club get together, and finally two other friends join the project, and they started the project in a garage. First, initially when they come up with the Apple One, they didn't succeed. They make some deal because Steve Jobs was a great salesman, but that wasn't successful. The failure of Apple One make them learn. They learn from it, and then they initiated Apple II, which set up a stage a little bit. So with this, in this video, what I like to emphasize that your success, your personal success and your personal failure leave some clues for you to be a great entrepreneur of tomorrow. So have a look into this. And with these courses, I have figured out the clues to start a successful business. So let's observe those clues and implement it. By doing both, I can assure you that no one can stop you to be a great entrepreneur. No one can stop you to be a successful, to starting a successful business. So again, I like to emphasize with this video that success leaves clues. So thank you again for your time. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome in No Education to Fortune 500. Today we are going to talk about, to have a successful business, we don't have to have a business school degree or MBA. See, we don't have to have a IT expertise. We can be in any field and we can build a great business, a great business group. See, I study around 55 great entrepreneurs throughout the world. I read their biography. I read how they started. And while researching on their starting point, I realize that many of them not even a graduate. Many of them not even 10th grade. They not even past 10th grade. But they build a massive business. So here I would like to emphasize you that don't be discouraged if you think that you don't have a certain knowledge. Don't be discouraged that if you think you don't have MBA, if you think you don't have a certificate from Stanford University or Harvard. This is not so important. But what is important is that you need to have a passion. You need to have an idea. You need to have a dream. See, many entrepreneurs are an example in front of us. For example, let's talk about Bill Gates. We all knows the richest man. At one point, he was the richest man on the earth, and who merely not even graduated. Richard Branson, who wanted to be a journalist, non-graduated, serial entrepreneur and owning more than 200 companies. It's not about the UK, America, or only technology. The different part of the world, the different people, they did it repeatedly, and you can also do it. For example, from Nigeria, Orji Kalu, who started a great enterprises called Slow Group. From Hong Kong, called Lika Shang, who is the owner of Hudson Company, Fortune 500 company, and he's not even a 10th passed. So if you look into the history, there are many great entrepreneurs. They are not graduated. They don't have MBA degree. They don't have a business school degree. But they have, what they have is their passion to be an entrepreneur, and they did it. So in this course, we're going to discuss how they did it and we're going to follow their path. I figure it out and I put them in a step-by-step layer. So throughout the course, we will learn that how they did and how we can do it. So here again, I would like to emphasize you that keep your passion, keep your dream. Education is not a valid excuse that you can't be entrepreneur. See, many entrepreneurs, as I did my research, many entrepreneurs were not knowing the modern bling bling theories, a business model canvas, pitching to the angel investor. They were not knowing all that, but they made a massive business. If they can do, you can do. In fact, myself, I tried the modern way of doing business, but it doesn't work all the time. In fact, the chances of getting success with modern theory is rare. That we will discuss in coming chapters. So modern theory doesn't work for me. So when I implemented this theory, this worked. So again, I would like to suggest that keep your courage and keep your dream alive. You can make it happen. Thank you for your attention and thank you for your time in this video. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome in the core of successful startup. See, this core element is the foundation of any successful businesses. See, if you build this core carefully and strongly, no one stop you to grow your business, because this core will set your entrepreneurship track in the right way and lead you to be a highly successful entrepreneur. This will not only help you to start your business. The more this foundation element will not only help you to get your first customer, but this will help you to get funded. This will also help you to grow. This will also help you to get resources. This will also help you to grow in abundance with your passion. So those 4 core elements is idea, second is knowledge, third is people, and fourth is skill. See, all while analyzing this core element wasn't the revelation to me actually. I learned this core element from my own experiences. As you know, I initiated 8 different business initiatives. Many of them fail and finally I succeed. When I succeed, I try to understand how I succeed. And then I come up with these 4 ideas. And to validate my point, I begin to research. I do the research, I did the study of a great and successful enterprises such as Google, Facebook, Apple, Ford. In the same time, I learned many present great entrepreneurs, their biographies, and try to understand that how they started their business, how they make it happen. And when I started digging deeper into how they started, I realized that all of them, they had these 4 common points. They had an idea, they had a deep knowledge about their ideas, they met a network of people who can support their ideas, and they had a basic human skill. And with time, once they started, with time they keep on growing themselves and as well as businesses, which lead them to be a business magnate or a great entrepreneurs. created a big business groups, but on the foundation they just had 4 elements. So what I like to recommend you to just master this 4 element. Don't overlook this with their simplicity. It looks simple, but it's very powerful. In entire this course, step by step, I'm going to guide you in every point, which is going to help you that how you're going to do that and why this is the base of the success of a business. So thank you so much for your attention. Thank you again for your time. See you in the next video. Hi. In this video, we are going to talk about what you need to have to be a successful entrepreneur. See, to starting a successful business, you need to have 3 basic things. It's called awareness, a dream, and a grit. See, awareness is all about the way you think, how you think. The awareness is all about your present, awareness of your knowledge, awareness of your resource, awareness of your network, awareness people around you, awareness of your idea. So this is all you need to know. You need to be aware about your default and your abilities. In the same time, you need to have a dream. I strongly believe that if you can see the future from present, you can bring the future in present. So the more clear is your dream, the higher the motivation you will have to work on your dream. See, every leader, whether they are a rebellion or whether they are a business leaders, they have a vision. Without vision, there is no leadership, and without leadership, there is no great entrepreneurship. So if you want to be a great entrepreneur, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to have a vision. All right, so let's talk about the grit. Grit is all about determination. Recently, a research has been made by a researcher in US. They went in school, competitive exam, college, universities, even in enterprises, and tried to analyze that what one factor make the people successful. And researcher understand or concluded that it's not intelligence and it's not money what make the people successful. What make the people successful is their determination in their objective, in their goal. So if you are determined in your project, you can be a successful entrepreneur. So in this video, we learn that to be a successful, we need to have 3 things: awareness, a dream, and a determination. More about the determination, we can find the resources in the resource section. Thank you for your time and thank you for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi everyone and welcome in this video. In this video we are going to talk about what we learn in this chapter. So we begin the chapter with the Mount Everest story, and we learn that success leaves clues. And so all the successful businesses leave some clues, and those clues we discuss as a 4 element of starting a successful business. And that 4 element was idea, knowledge, people, and skill. We also discussed that to be a successful entrepreneur, we don't have to have an MBA degree or we don't have to have a technical expertise. All we need to have is an idea and the deep down knowledge of that idea and the people around that idea and some basic skills. And finally, we talk about that to be a successful entrepreneur, we need to be aware about our present about our mindset, about our resources. We need to have a vision, and we need to have a determination. So thank you so much for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi, do you know what kind of knowledge you need to acquire to start a successful business? Do you know where to tap when you need to have information? See, this chapter is all about that. In this chapter, we are going to talk about different type of knowledge you need to have. The source of knowledge, the acquisition strategy of knowledge, and how to use the knowledge. And finally, we will do the case study of a company such as Google, Facebook, and Apple to see how they did it. See, what we are discussing in this chapter is something which you cannot find in books or in a business school. This is a very practical knowledge which I have discovered through my own research, through my own experience, after investing 11 years into initiating businesses, into studying different successful businesses. And if you can master the knowledge organization, you can easily able to approach your business successfully. So in this chapter, we will start with from different types to acquisition. Okay, so stay tuned. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next video. Hi, have you ever been afraid that you have to learn a lot of things before to start a business? You're feeling overburdened with the learning of finance, technical, legality, and everything, and it's making you upset that you can't do that because some of the field you feel kind of uncomfortable. Well, I would like to tell you that none of the successful businessmen knows everything. There is a 5 basic type of knowledge you need to obtain in the beginning: operational language knowledge, legal knowledge, technical knowledge, financial knowledge, and environmental knowledge. Well, in operational knowledge, you should focus on how your idea actually function. With time, you will get expertise in this, but in the beginning, you need to know how exactly it's work. For example, if you have to explain to some stranger who don't know this industry, how are you going to explain them in a few sentences? This kind of level you need to have in operational knowledge skill. In legality, you need to see whether your product or idea or services is legal in your country, in your region, and what are the legal boundaries. See, some of the areas are protected almost in many countries. For example, medical field, also weapon field, they are aviation field. Those are the field are kind of protected, and it's depend upon the country to country. There are more restriction in some country and more open in some other country. Well, so you need to understand the legal aspect of your idea. Third, you need to understand the technical aspect. What kind of technology you need to have to implement your idea. If this technology is highly costly, you need to think about accordingly. If you are not used to, if you don't know the technology, you need to learn how to get used to this technology. So technical knowledge is another aspect of an idea. Now you need to also understand the basic plus and minus of finance. You need to know that how cash flow work. At this level, you don't have to be a financial expert, but you need to understand how cash flow work, how transaction work, how to calculate the margin, commission, how to put pricing of your product. Those things is important. That's all you need to do in the beginning. After, there is an environmental aspect. In environmental aspect, you need to understand your industry, the industry of your idea. Actually, you need to understand the market. When we talk about market, it's about the competition, it's about the alternate product or services, if they exist or not. So when we look about the market, we need to understand whether the market exists for your idea or not. If it doesn't exist, then it could be a little more difficult to establish the market. So for a starting point, I won't suggest you to get into any market which doesn't exist. Try to start any business, try to get an idea where the market already exists, because this is far more easier to position yourself than creating new market, because creating new market is require a lot of resources and fund. So for in the competition aspect, you need to understand the pricing of your competitor, where they promote their product, where they find their customer, and how they promote their product, how they reach to their customer. You need to understand the pricing, promotion aspect of your competitors, and their product, how their product is different from your product and services, your idea, your concept. All this basic 5 information will help you to distinguish yourself from other and to see yourself in future. So that's it for the now. I would like to revisit what we learned in this chapter. We learned in this video, we learned that there is a 5 kind of knowledge we need to acquire in the beginning. First is operational knowledge, legal knowledge, technical knowledge, financial knowledge, and environmental knowledge. So thank you so much. See you in the next video. Hi, have you ever wondered that where to find information when you need help or when you need support? Well, this is a vital part of entrepreneurship. You need to know where to tap when you need something. Again, I would like to emphasize, you don't need to have everything. What you need to have is to knowing where to tap when you need. This is one of the secrets of great entrepreneurs. So in this video, we are going to talk about the 7 sources of knowledge. See, your knowledge, your self-knowledge is a vital source of your knowledge in terms of creating a successful business. All the knowledge you grab through your failure, through your success, through your family, in the network, in your environment, in your culture, in your country, those all knowledge are important. All you need to understand that organize your knowledge, what you have gathered with time. Second vital source of knowledge is the people around you. For example, I don't know how to repair the car. So if I need any help, that if I got stuck somewhere on the road, what I can do, that I can call my garagist friend and he can help me over the phone. He can assist me that what I should do immediately, without waiting for the repairing companies for 2 hours or 3 hours or getting stuck in some other problem. So this is exactly kind of approach you need to understand To be a successful entrepreneurs, you need to understand where to tap. You need to identify right point to tap for right knowledge. Secondly, the books is a great source of knowledge. This can help you to understand your concept, your idea, and entire business from throughout the world. There's a many brilliant people have wrote the book, and this will help you to understand and discover. Most of the successful business people, they read one book minimum per month. So if you want to be successful, this is another great source of knowledge you need to know, or at least you should gather it to tap when you need. All right, so other way is to a library. If you don't want to buy the book and make a library, it's fine. Just go in a public library and just look for the knowledge you're looking for, kind of knowledge you're looking for. Other source is kind of club and association, like when a number of people are gathered in one subject, for example a marketing, or for example a customer service. So around 200 people are gathering on the same subject. So it will help you to understand the expertise of each individual in the niche. So if you need some help at certain point of time, you know whom to call. All right. After, there is a school. If you want to get trained, you can go for a school coaching, and far more easier to obtaining the knowledge is internet. Now everything is on tap. We just have to type on Google or on any other search engine, and you can have all the plenty of information what you're looking for. But be selective in the process of acquiring knowledge, or in the process of selecting knowledge, because again, internet is a great source of knowledge, but in the same time there is a lot of misinformation, so you must not be misguided. All right, so again I have to revisit what we learned in this chapter. We learned that there is a 7 great source of knowledge: self-knowledge, people, book and library, club, internet, school. So all that is a great source of knowledge. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi. Knowing the knowledge source, or knowing the knowledge type, or obtaining a knowledge is not sufficient, because with time we learn a lot of books, but we hardly remember something. See, if I look back that what I studied during my graduation, during my bachelor degree, I hardly remember many points. Everything looks too blurred to me now. If I look back in my schooling period, there's very few things I still remember. Most of them bypass. So what I like to suggest you here, that learning the language or grabbing the knowledge is not sufficient. Again, here you need to be pretty clear that we are talking about the knowledge around your ideas, not every type of knowledge. All right. So when you're grabbing the knowledge around your ideas, you have to use your knowledge. So how to use the knowledge? Well, after grabbing the knowledge, you need to recall the knowledge again and self-analyze it. Just the knowledge you obtain, okay? And this will help you to develop a different perspective by yourself. Secondly, the knowledge which you obtain, try to discuss those knowledge with your small group. with your trusted friend. This helps you to get a different perspective of the people. Maybe the way you obtain the knowledge, you obtain it the way you are, but there is a other perspective also which you don't know. So while discussing with your close group, it will help you to understand a different perspective. So another way is to use knowledge is to test your knowledge on your idea. Like put your knowledge, what you learn, into your idea to give them a shape, to give them a form. All right? And let's see whether your idea looks better or not. So by keep mixing your ideas and knowledge will help your ideas to get a better shape with time. So far we learned there is a 3 way we can use the obtained knowledge: self-analysis, brainstorming with friend, and applying the knowledge on the idea. Now we are going to see that what should be our knowledge acquisition strategy. Shall we learn everything from A to Z? No. See, at this point, I don't know the situation of your business, but whatever is your stage, what you need to, first of all, what you need to understand, that look at your knowledge around your idea and then list out all the knowledge you need to have or you don't have. Okay? And then look into your network. Does anybody in your network having those kind of knowledge? Well, if no one have this kind of knowledge, then either try to obtain that knowledge by yourself or try to meet the people, try to get in the network with the people who having that knowledge. So this will help you to stay resourceful and stay motivated to implement your idea to start a successful business. Thank you again for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi, let's talk about the case study. How the Google organized the knowledge and how the Facebook organized the knowledge. What about the Apple? Well, this is what we are going to figure out in this video. We'll try to understand that how Google organized their knowledge. Well, as you know that Mr. Page was a PhD student and the topic was so vast that he has to share his idea with somebody. So he joined with Mr. Brian. And together they get deeper and deeper in this idea for 4 years. Until he get PhD, he keep on working on these ideas. But when the idea formed completely and they started business, I don't think they were in a position to start the same way as the Google looks like now. So what happened? What happened that the professor, Asian professor who funded in the company for $100,000, he advised Mr. Page and Brian to hire a CEO. And this new CEO set a new path for Google, which bring them in a new track. So what happened that one team had the operational knowledge, a deep operational knowledge that how to build. And while organizing, while meeting other people who having a strong knowledge in a business management, they help them to establish a great enterprise. In the same way, if we look into Facebook, what happened? That no doubt that Mark Zuckerberg he's a great programmer. But in the 2004, he wasn't in a position to develop a Facebook which is looks like how it looks like now. People used to say, or some of the historians say, that if the Mark Zuckerberg bring the idea of Facebook, it's the Sean Parker who set the right path for a Facebook. So who was the Sean Parker? Well, Sean Parker joined the Facebook just after the registration of a company, just after 5 months after the registration of the company. And this is the person who has the previous business management knowledge, who managed Napster as a co-founder and sold it, who organized the fund for a Facebook, who organized the structure, a growth structure, who organized the changing the name and marketing aspect of Facebook. Now, let's look into the Apple. What happened? See, there was a great hardware engineer, Steve Wozniak. He was in a computer club, a small computer club, who work on the creating a microprocessor and all. They were creating a kind of chips. So this person developed a chip, sort of a small computer, and presented his computer in a club. And there he met his old friend called Steve Jobs. And these two Steve get together. Steve Jobs saw the potential of this computer and proposed Steve Wozniak to work together. And finally, two other friends joined the project for manufacturing the more computer, and Steve Jobs remained in the commercial aspect, in the sales aspect of the Apple. So, do you see how the knowledge acquired by these successful entrepreneurs? In the same way, if you want to be a great entrepreneur, you don't need to have all the knowledge. What you need to have, that understanding of your product and services. What you need to have, that a vision and a belief on your idea. That's all you need to have. Once you have it, you can organize the knowledge within your network. Why within your network? Because it's very important that when we are setting up the stage for a successful company, we need to be surrounded by the people with harmony, with trust, with honesty. If we miss it, we could not make it. So this was the story of Google, Facebook, and Apple, how they acquire a knowledge, what they required on the right time, so they can climb up a great stair, a successful stair. This is what we need to focus in our entrepreneurship endeavor, in our entrepreneurship initiatives. So thank you again for watching this video. Again, see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. Let's conclude the chapter. In this chapter, we learn which kind of different knowledge we need to acquire around our ideas. We also learn that what are the different sources of knowledge and how we can benefit out of it. We try to understand that how we can develop the knowledge we acquired and what should be our knowledge acquisition strategy. And finally, this chapter ends up with highlighting the Google, Facebook, and Apple, that how they formed their knowledge and built their business. There is no doubt that before Google came in existence, they grabbed all the required knowledge they needed to have. Before Facebook came in existence, they worked harder to acquire all the knowledge they needed to have. In the same way, Apple. But the Apple story, as we know, is a bit different, because the different people has the different expertise. They come together and build something awesome. With time, with failure, with success, they learn and they gone ahead. So this is how the knowledge has to be organized. The knowledge around the ideas, the knowledge around the entrepreneur, this has to be organized in such a way that this should build a great business. So I will leave you now for this chapter. See you soon in the next chapter. Thank you again for your attention and watching this video. Hi, this chapter is all about working with me. We already talk a lot about a dream, idea and knowledge. So this is the time to put that into a practice, because I absolutely want that by doing this course, you going to start your business. Doesn't matter whether this is an online business or offline business, or it's a manufacturing business, whatever it is, whatever is your idea, I would like to ensure that you're taking a first step. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the different guidelines, different activities we have to do, and then we will conclude the chapter. So thank you so much. See you in the next video. Hi. In this video, we are going to talk about guideline on working with me. So there is a fourth thing you have to do in this chapter. In the coming chapter, we will be talking about creating a video. So in global, you have to make 2 videos using your phone, using your laptop, whatever it is. There is no quality condition or there is no minimum requirement. You can do what the best you can do. All right. So you have to make 2 videos, and then second step is to post your videos in a private Facebook group which is dedicated for this course. Okay. Also, after or before, if you have any question, ask 1 question minimum in the group, or whether it is to me, it is related to course, or whether it is any other group members. All right. And then at the final, you getting a 30 minutes live chat or live call with me, whether using Skype or a Facebook Live. There I will be guiding you on what the activities you have done. This is the end of this chapter. We'll be talking about what we have done so far, or if you are stuck somewhere, I will be helping you to get out of that. And I will like to ensure that you have your idea and you having the knowledge what you're going to, the foundation of your starting a successful business. So that's it for now. See you in the next video. Hi, in this video we are going to talk about the how to make this video. See, before to making this video, we have to ensure the certain things. First of all, 4 things you need to have in hand before to start recording your video. First, you need to have your idea. I assume you already have it. If you don't have, look into the chapter 2 video 4 where we talk about how to create an idea. So look into the process and grab one idea. Okay, it's not so hard. So once you have your idea, try to take a pen and paper, note it down. First of all, write down your idea maximum in 3 sentences. Okay, and then talk about try to identify the source and type of your idea. Like we already discussed, there is a possessive and non-possessive type of ideas. So try to identify whether it is a possessive or non-possessive and what exactly the source of your idea. Okay, once you are done with this, then come up with the development plan of your idea. In the development plan of your idea, you need to think about three different things. First thing will be what you already have to implement the idea, what you don't have, list it out. Minimum you need to have 3 to 5 number of item in the listing, what you already have or what you don't have. Okay, and then come up with the development plan, in the sense like how are you going to test your idea and validate your idea. Again, this plan has to be precise, not more than 3 sentences again. So once you are done with this, in the fourth activities, you need to mention that how you're going to approach your idea, whether you're going to conceptualize it and sell it to people, or whether you're going to make a product or services out of it. So try to see what you're going to do, how you're going to approach in the beginning. All right. So, and finally, regarding videos, I would like to emphasize, start your videos with your introduction, then mention all these 4 points what we discussed. Okay, and then ensure that video should not be more than 3 minutes. All right, and post it as we discussed on the group for having a comment or for having a feedback on this. All right, so if you got any further question, feel free to get in touch on the forum in our FB group to ask any question. Thank you so much. See you soon. Hi, welcome back. In this video we are going to do 3 things. First, we have to list all the knowledge you already have at present. Okay, just make a list. Maybe it will go 10, 20, whatever it is, put on all in the list. Okay, after that, the second activity is to write down all the source of knowledge, your preferable source of knowledge. Maybe you love book, or you love by watching TV, or by talking to somebody. Just write down different source of knowledge you like. Okay, and then the third step is to write down all different kind of knowledge you have in your reach, I mean in your network. Okay, so in first activity, while listing down, let's discuss about the first activity. When you will be listing down all your knowledge, try to look into and try to think and select only 3 knowledge and put them in priority, like 1 which you know most, 2nd which you know little less, and 3 which you know little lesser than that. Okay, so select 3 knowledge which you having by experience, by practice, whatever it is. This knowledge could be like weightlifting, or how to reduce weight, how to run, how to maybe how to do yoga, how to maybe even having a manners, how to behave perfectly with the people or with the patient. See, anything, any precise thing, different kind of knowledge you have, just list it down. It's not forcefully has to be either a commercial or this has to be coming from a school. Okay, maybe in school something you was pretty good in that, you was good in mathematics, in mathematics, particularly in geometry, you was pretty good in that. So maybe you are good in marketing, or precisely in digital marketing. Maybe you are good in export, but particularly export in USA. So see the different kind of knowledge you have, and just list it down and select 3 out of it. Okay, in the second activity, we talk about the source of knowledge. Again, we are try to make a list and select your preferable source of knowledge, 3. maximum. If it is 1, no issue. All right. And then in the third, just look into your to observe what kind of knowledge you have in your network. You need to note down the people. Okay, so just look into around you, who are people around you. Maybe you can begin with your family, go into your close friend, and then nearby, see who are nearby you. You can interact and approach easily by phone, just one call. People knows you perfectly. Okay, and then try to see in which language, what kind of image you having for them. For example, I'm having a friend who are a computer engineer, so if I'm having any computer hardware problem, I can call them and he can suggest me over the phone what to be done. I'm having a phone who is a garagist, so if I'm having any problem in car, I know I can call him and he can help me out with some sort of problem, you see. So just look into this way and try to note down. It's not required to mention the name of the people in your network. Just note it down, the different kind of knowledge you having surrounded you. All right, and then make a video. In video, you don't have to explain everything. Just start with your introduction, list your expertise, I mean the 3 knowledge you having good command on, and then your preferable source of obtaining the knowledge, and then talk about the different knowledge you are surrounded by. That's it. And then once you are done with these 2 videos, we will discuss further about how we can make it better to have absolute foundation to start a successful business. So thank you so much once again. See you in the next video. Hi everyone, hope you enjoy the activities. See, at this stage, don't be skeptical about sharing your ideas. See, I remember that when I was about to create something, I was hesitating that if I'm going to share my ideas with somebody, they're gonna steal my ideas, and finally I could not able to do it. I had this kind of fear, but actually it's not so true, because to idea is in themselves is not complete. You see, idea without knowledge, without skill, without people is nothing. You see, so you need to have all 4 elements to build the ideas. So we are in the stage of idea. Okay, and in the idea stage, don't fear of sharing the idea, because at one stage, if you want to sell your idea, if you want to make money out of your idea, you have to market it, and marketing means you have to share it. So don't fear about sharing your idea, feel free. And also you need to know that we are talking about all that. Everybody is going to talk about this in the small group, so everybody having a different ideas. So don't fear of sharing your idea first of all. Okay, what are all activities what we discuss in 2 videos? If you think that I wasn't clear enough, or if you think that there should be, if you got some more question, okay, so don't hesitate to ask. Okay, contact me through a Facebook group. If you are already a member, well, if you are not a member, just join it right away and get in touch with me as soon as possible. Fine. So thank you so much for your attention and joining this activity. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this helped you to understand your ambience of your idea and ambience of your knowledge. We are in a great journey, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to start a blockbuster enterprise. See you soon. Hi, in this video we are going to talk about why we need people. See, actually, so far we discussed that we need to have a 4 element to start a successful business. We need to have idea, we need to have knowledge, we need to have people, and we need to have a skill. So by understanding why we need people, by understanding the power of people, by understanding how to get people and what should be our people strategy and how to formulate people strategy will help us not only to achieve our goal but also to have a strong foundation of business. And this strong foundation not only help us to start strongly but also to scale it up to the highest level. That's what is people all about. So let's get into the detail in every topic. Thank you again for your attention. See you soon. Hi and welcome back. In this video we are going to talk about why people is important to start a business. See, ultimately whether it is online people who are starting an online business or offline business, at one point they are in a people community to doing it successfully. People who fail to do that, they fail to do business. That's what the magic of people. See, to start even this online course, I went to the online community, in different online community, and then with community I learned a lot of things, and this helped me to start this kind of to reach to you through these online courses. Not only that, let's talk about the power of information. See, there is two kind of information available in the world. One is a public information and another one is a private information. Public information can be gathered on internet and publicly everywhere, but the power lies within private information. Whether you are running a big company or you are starting a business, this private information is highly important. I was reading one article about the job market in USA, and I came to know that around 60% of the job almost in any country, they are a hidden job. Many company they don't publish it officially, and oftenly many of the recruitment done by connection, who knows whom, right? In the same way, business world is also constructed in the same way. Particularly if you don't know the people in your industry, it will be very difficult to survive. So the people give you a private information, and private information is a power, is an opportunity. All right. Second, people is a base of knowledge. The more people you are surrounded with, you having access of more knowledge. Some of the people are different people are expertise in different field. So you getting the expertise, you having access of different level of resources, and you know how to get the resources when you need it in a right moment. See, good manager or a good leader are those who knows where to tap when they need. Okay, so the people is giving you the power of knowledge. People is also a base of skill. Maybe you are good in something, but the people around you, they are good in something else. So at one point when you need them, you can reach them easily. Other than that, the people is highly important for fund. See, if you want to raise a fund, just pitching to anonymous people, they won't help you to raise $1 million or even 1,000. Oftenly, the funding comes through a trusted sources. I study many successful companies, and I realize that most oftenly funding come from the trusted source. in the case study section, we are going to discuss about how the funding received in a different successful companies. And then people is also a base of idea. If you're having a small group of any particular topic, you can share your point of view, and you can see how diverse different kind of thinking is, how people think differently, and which can open up the different aspect of your ideas. People is also resources. At one point, if you need somebody to work in your startup, you need to work with the people you can connect with. You can connect with the harmony. You can trust them. And if you are in a group of people, they can help you to reach to the right people to get the work done. And we will see that how does it work in the successful enterprise in the case study again. So thank you so much for your attention. That's what the power of people it is. So see you soon in the next video to understand how we can get the people. Thank you so much for your attention. Hi, let's talk about where to find people. To be precise, there is a people all around us. There is opportunity all around us. It's just that we have to step up to get it. Well, as we know that people is a abundant source. So more and better people you are in the network with, the better is the opportunity to succeed. So the question is lying where to find people. So in this video we are going to talk about the precisely some particular resources you can find all around you pretty easily. So the immediate resource to find people is your present network. Ask your friends to introduce you to their friends, to their 5 friend minimum. This will help you to expand your network pretty easily. Second, your activity. Maybe you like swimming, basketball, football, or kind of charity activity. So those activity club is a base of another base of people. Like there you can, while doing the activities, you can join different kind of people from the diverse field and build up the trust easily while spending time. Another source is your residence, the place you live. The place you live again is another source of your network. Okay, so you can easily approach the people through the residential association. Your school or universities, this is one way of finding people. Other than that, the social media, the people on social media, particularly a Facebook or LinkedIn, and the group on Facebook on LinkedIn is a major source of connecting a different type of people. Other than different resources, there is an industrial specific association and clubs. This can also help you to meet participate in the event and meet same-minded people. This will not only help you to connect with the opportunity and different people, but also it will keep you updated what is going on in your industry. That's it for the moment. Thank you so much again for your attention. See you in the next video where we will be discussing what should be our strategy to build, what should be our people strategy, or what should be our strategy to build trust among the people. All right, so see you soon. Hi, let's talk about people strategy. So what should be our people strategy and how to find people? Well, before to finding people, we need to understand our own clear mission. We need to understand our own direction, that in which way we want to go. Once we know our direction, then it will be highly easier to identify people and target them and meet them. Well, once you analyze, there is a methodology to identify your mission if you don't have any. Okay, so let's think about, first of all, your mission, what exactly you're looking for. For example, for the moment, we are talking about starting a successful business. Now, in starting a successful business, maybe your goal is to start a healthcare business. Okay, so start a healthcare business, you need to be you need to meet perhaps the doctor, perhaps the therapist, perhaps the association, perhaps schools, a training center. Okay, so once you know to whom exactly you're looking for, after it will be much more easier to target them where they are. Okay, but before to target them, you need to understand your current network, and to understand your present network, the method to understand network is called network diagnostic or network analysis. For the network analysis, what we can do is pretty simple. Just take a sheet of paper or use your Excel or Word, list the number of people you know, all right, and then in second column just write it down how you know. I mean, you know them by yourself or you know them by somebody else. Once you analyze this, that you know, this analysis will give you a perspective to understand the powerful people in your network, and oftenly people who are in the role of broker, I mean people who introduce you to other people. Generally these kind of people are pretty skillful in communication, and your objective should be stay connected with such kind of people, because these kind of people are highly valuable resources. All right, so once you analyze who is the people who introduce you to many people, so instead of connecting with the 100 people, you're going to focus on these particularly key people. You're going to communicate with them more regularly and other in occasionally. All right, so this network analysis will help you to analyze your present network, and in future also when you build up your better network, you need to keep this updated and keep your eyes on these key people. Okay, after once you analyze the network, your goal should be to reach to people. To reaching to the people, there is a different way you can, different strategy you can adapt. The first is to help other. Maybe you know that someone is looking for something. If you have it, offer them without expecting them something in return. Okay, and if you don't have it, connect them to somebody else who have it. So this will help you not only to build trust, but also to strengthen the relationship. Okay, second way to build the relation is ask for help or advices. Okay, so in general we are happy to help people. All right, so when you approaching somebody, or if they have time, or if they feel that they are capable to do it, people are happy to help you or give you advices. Another way you can add in the list is when you asking the people to help and advices, in the same time you can ask for the recommendation to the people, to recommend you some other people. I remember when I was doing a survey, I didn't had a lot of good list, so I just had 5 business owner to whom I can do the survey. While talking to one business owner, I asked them for a help or recommendation to other business people. And this is how I begin the list of 2000 prospect. You see, so it's really working. And then maybe sometime recommendation doesn't work, or people are not ready to give advices or answer you. It's happen oftenly on social media, or when you don't know the people personally. So in such kind of situation, what you can do, you can identify the people and try to see what they like. I mean, what is their activities, which kind of sports they like, which kind of club they goes. Okay, and you can participate in that club, in that activities, and you can approach the people easily. I remember about one story, one person who was running an NGO, I mean a kind of charity organization, and looking for a fund from a club who was doing kind of kayak or related things, water sports. All right, so what he did, that instead of asking for the charity directly, he participated in the activities by learning something, and while learning he built the trust with the company owner, and later on this this club, the owner of the club, I mean the head of the club, he invested a lot of money in charity. So here I am trying to emphasize that the way of charity, or way of activity, share activity, actually helps a lot to find the right people. Also, there are many other ways. For example, you can host an event. You can host an event like a kind of a diner or something, and you can ask your friend to come up with their friend, or maybe a drink. Okay, this will help you to make your network bigger and more bigger. I remember, I learned about one executive who used to host a diner twice in a month, and soon he realized that he broadened his network and the reach of the people, and in between them he found some of their prospect and partner as well. So this is a highly powerful tools as well. So that's it for the moment. See you soon in the next video. Hi, let's talk about the case study. What was the role of people in Google? Well, if we look around the successful startup of Google, we will see that whether it's Brian joined the project of Mr. Page, or it's a professor who helped them to fund it with another professor, they all belongs to the same community, and that community called Stanford University, right? So that's what the power of a network. If you having a solid network, you can have fund, you can have resources, you can have people, you can have whatever you want. So people is highly valuable resource to start a successful business. Now let's talk about Facebook. So when Facebook started in Harvard University, when Mr. Zuckerberg he started the platform, he had first 300 subscriber. And who was that subscriber? That subscriber was the known colleague and the friends of friend from the same university. Once he saw how does it work, it's helped them not only to deepen his own understanding, but also to replicate his idea in different other universities. Okay, now also in the beginning, Mr. Zuckerberg he joined his another partner who was studying in the Harvard. Okay, later on friends of friend like Season Parker joined the company, and later on Season Parker arranged the fund from his friend from the other company to join the Facebook, to fund the Facebook. So if you see how they got funded and how they got started, you can clearly picturize it. It's just it's a close group of people just connecting one to another. All right, it's not about the throwing the TV ad or doing a marketing. No. It's much more about who knows whom. That's how does the success bring in the beginning. And not only in the beginning, even after, if you want to scale up your business at the Fortune 500 level, if you miss this diamond, you will fail to achieve your goal. That's how powerful it is. Okay, let's talk about the young successful businessman Elon Musk. Well, if you look into how he started Zip2, he struggled for some time. He and his brother keep on working, try to sell, doing marketing. He had the deep knowledge. Mr. Musk, he had the deep knowledge of what he was doing. He was a great programmer also. But the problem was lying behind the management knowledge. And what happened? That he was knowing one Canadian businessman who later on joined his project as a co-founder and invested $6,000 in Zip2, and that was the beginning of golden era of Zip2. So that's how the people is important. So that's it for the moment. I will stop here and I will leave you with the question that think about the people related to your idea in your domain. Who are they and how you can relate with them? If you have it, well and good. If you don't have it, make it. It's not impossible. See you soon. Thank you for your attention. Hi, welcome in the chapter 4. This chapter is focused on a success factor. We are going to find out some of the question, or we're trying to understand that what makes an entrepreneur a successful. What exactly they need to have. Does they need to have a lot of money? Does an entrepreneur or pseudo entrepreneur need to have a lot of resources, or they should be a very intelligent? What exactly they need to have? Also, we are going to talk about 9 different things that you need to avoid when you are starting a business, and then we will talk about something that we must have to do when we are starting a business. This chapter is different from what we were following. In previous 2 chapters, we will discuss about the 2 component, and now we are going to talk about the success factor, and after this we are again going to discuss about rest 2 factor of successful business. So this chapter is all about do and does. Thank you again for watching this video. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome in the success phenomenon video. In this video we are going to discuss about the phenomenon of success. What is this all about? This is all about knowing numbers, which I gathered throughout the years to understand how does it work. However, in this video I'm going to illustrate only 2 factors out of that. The first factor is that, as we all knows, that 96% of the startups fail in first year, but hardly anybody tried to understand how many startups stay alive in second year And the answer is 84%. So the 4% who succeeded in first year, those out of 4%, 84% is going to fail in second year. And the enterprise who is succeed in second year, 97% of them is going to fail in third year. And rest, around 96%, is going to fail in fourth year. So if we accumulate, the success ratio is less than 1%. I'm saying this story not to make you afraid, but I'm trying to point out that how modern bling bling theory keeping the people from the real business model, from the practical way of starting a business. People think that if they will do the modern theory, they can make it happen. But business doesn't work like this. To be a successful businessman or to have a long-lasting business is very important, what we discussed in previous chapter. Idea, deep knowledge around the idea. And that's how almost every successful entrepreneur we can see. Whether they had the knowledge by themselves or they acquired it. See, look at the example of Thomas Edison. He had the strong knowledge of innovation, what he was doing. But he was lacking the commercial knowledge. But the base on his own knowledge, he succeed and build a massive business. Look at the Henry Ford. He made the massive business. He wasn't even 10th pass. Let's look into the Bill Gates. Have a look to the Steve Jobs. See, all what they follow, that their core skill, and they develop the deep knowledge around their core skill. They get the ideas around their skill. And that's how they gathered the people around themselves, and that's how they succeeded. See, unless the foundation is not strong, it's very difficult to imagine a very strong and long-lasting business. Foundation has to be strong. And this is what we are discussing in this course. So here I would like to point out that don't get afraid that other startup, don't get discouraged if the other people are not succeeding. That's why you are here. You are taking this lesson to learn different thing that many other who has overlooked. And believe me, what you are learning is worth to implement. You will be, I was surprised to understand that around 30% of the Fortune 500 companies are merely a graduate. They don't have any business school degree, they don't have MBA. But what they have is the understanding how exactly business work. So, if you understand this business phenomenon, no one can stop you to achieve your great success, to be a great entrepreneur, or to establish a great enterprise. So, I will leave you in this video with a message that you having a sufficient education, you already have everything what you need to start a successful business. More, what exactly you need, we are going to discuss in the coming chapter. or in the coming video. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about what exactly you need to have to start a successful business. Well, the success factor defined and my own analysis of successful enterprises says that all the successful entrepreneurs, those successful entrepreneurs, they started their business not with money, not with the great resources, but with time. Yes, this is what you need to have. If you think that you are too busy, business is not for you. See, you need to have it, because in the process of developing your idea, in the process of acquiring the knowledge, in the process of surrounded by the people, it's not easy, because these are kind of soft skill and which you need to learn with time, with experience, with try and error. So if you think that you don't have time, then surely business is not for you. So you need to have time, you need to have a high desire of success, you should be eager to learn, and finally you should be a great, genuine human being who loves others, who really care others, who wants to make an impact in the society. That's all you need to have. And I strongly believe that you already have all that. If you look into your life right now, I think you can list out of 4, surely 3 out of 4 you already have. Or maybe for a time you either already have or you need to organize it. Because all the successful entrepreneurs, they always have time. Because the one formula I learned, that if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, don't work in the business, work on the business. And oftenly people are busy when they work in the business. So if you learn how to work on the business, you will have time to work on the business and develop it to the next level. So that's it for now. Thank you again for watching this video, and thanks for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about what 9 things you must need to avoid. The first thing you need to avoid, that is too much information. See, when you got an idea, when you begin to acquire the knowledge, it will be overwhelming. I have gone through this kind of process. And the problem is that when we are overwhelmed, we are working day and night and collecting all the information. But you know what? You have to be selective. I learned that I have to be selective and organize while acquiring a knowledge, while developing the ideas. So try to focus, be a structure and precise. Don't collect too much information. Don't put the information in unorganized way. All right. Second thing you need to understand, that you need to keep yourself away from a business planning and business modeling. See, when you are developing your ideas, you're not going to pitch to angel investors. All you're going to pitch to the people who trust you. And people who trust you, they don't need your business plan. They need your mind. They need the way, your understanding of your concept. Okay, so don't think of business plan, presentation and business modeling. Those things are not relevant in the beginning. Second thing, don't try to focus on the revenue model in the beginning of your idea. What you need to focus is the impact your idea is going to make. What kind of impact your idea, your business is going to make in the society, in the business, in the sector, in the life of the people, in the environment. focus on the impact and keep on strengthening your idea to have a higher and higher impact. The higher is your impact, the better revenue model you will have. Another thing I would like to point out here, that don't try to waste your time in the beginning of your business, particularly when you are in this four element, when you are in idea, acquiring a knowledge, organizing your skill, doing networking. Don't waste your time in the designing of website, designing of logo, or any other kind of designing material. These are a highly time consuming task, and it's not deserving until your business is based on internet. If your business is based on internet, yes, you need to have a website. But if your business is not based on internet, don't think of it, at least until you are starting your business. Secondly, there are some other vital points here I would like to point it out, like don't think of legalizing your business before validating your idea. Again, legalizing your business is kind of a heavy, documentive and time-taking task. It will divert you from your idea, building the foundation of your business, which we discuss in this course. So don't try to get diverted and get involved in the legalization before validation. Also, some other point, don't try to delay your action. If you got some idea to act on your idea today, act it now. Don't postpone it tomorrow. When it's a matter of money, it's just opposite. Don't act it now. Take 1 night minimum to act on it. So when there is a matter to invest, take minimum 1 night to decide on this. So these are all the learning I learned from the research and my own experience, and now this is for you. So hope you got this. If you fail to make a note of it, don't worry about that. Everything I have presented in the resource material, you can have the detail of it there. So thank you so much for your attention again, and see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. It's time to conclude the chapter. In this chapter, we saw the success phenomenon. I talk about the 30% of Fortune 500 company who are not even graduated. Also, you need to notice that every year, almost 30% of billionaires are non-graduate, and most of the business billionaires are entrepreneurs. So what I'm trying to focus is not about the money, is about the success. If you want to be successful, don't think that you don't have education, you don't have MBA degree. You can start where you are. And then we discuss about what exactly you need to start, and we focus and we learn that we need to have time. This is a starting point of all great enterprises. So if you want to start a great enterprise, a successful business, this is what you need to have. Not money, not resources. And then we talk about 9 different things we must try to avoid in the beginning, particularly. Because if we fail to avoid those things, that can take, this is, I can say that is kind of pitfall that can consume a lot of your time and make you distracted from the right subject to work out. Okay, so that's it for this chapter. In the next chapter we are going to discuss another two element of starting a successful business. So thank you for your attention and thank you for watching this video. See you in the next chapter. Hi, do you know your natural skill? And do you know the kind of skill you want to acquire and the kind of skill you need to acquire to start your successful business? Do you have your skill strategy? Well, this chapter is all about that. In the beginning, we're going to discuss about analyzing self-skill. And then we will discuss about how to acquire skill and what should be our skill acquisition strategy. And then we are going to discuss about a case study. There we will see that how the successful entrepreneur acquired a skill strategically. So hope this chapter will help you to find your own natural skill and acquire your own skill. So thank you so much for your attention. See you in the next video. Hi, in this video we are going to talk about identifying your natural skill and improving it. Well, so how to identify your natural skill and how to improve it? Okay, let's take an example. When I had to look back, I had to find out what is my natural skill. What I did, that I look into my past. I went back in my childhood, and then I came to my schooling period, and then came to my professional job period, and then I tried to see my past in different angles, what I did actually, whether it's a job, whether it is in a society, whether this is about friend, mingling with friend, whether this is about working for a charitable organization. When I look back, I realize that I can talk in public pretty comfortably, and this is something which was natural to me. And I think more than 2 years before, I wasn't aware about this skill. So how I identify that? I look back my past and I try to put all the success in the order. Okay, so I see that when I put my success in order, I try to understand what kind of skill is common in all my success, and I found that my speaking skill was common almost in all my success, whether it was about talking to customer, or whether it was about talking to people in a charity association and giving them the advices, or whether it was about giving a lecture in a business school. I have been appreciated whenever I talk. Not only that, even in the class presentation, when I was giving the presentation in front of people, I got extra mark just because of my presentation skill. So, and then I recall about all the feedback I had while talking to the different companies, while talking to the different peoples. Some people say I should be lawyer, some people say I should be politician, some people say I should be a lecturer. So I joined all the feedback, and when I saw my success, my feedback, and when I analyze my success and my feedback, I realize that there is one thing common between all of them, and that is my natural skill, which is speaking with the people. So This is how I came to know, and this is what I like to advise you also. So to find the natural skill, just have to look back, see your past, see your success, see your feedback. First step. In second step, what you can do is to validate it, and to validate it, talk to the people in present. See with the time you change, or the natural skill which was there in past, they still exist in present. And then when you validating it, and then third level is to improve it. See whether it is your writing skill, communication skill, leadership skill, whatever it is. Okay, look into that, identify it, validate it, and then improve it. For improving, I would like to suggest to read books, do some research, and act every day a little bit to keep on improving your skills. So that's how you will find your natural skill. It's not so hard, it's required little self-analysis, and I hope you will do it. Thank you so much. See you soon in the next video. Hi, do you know which kind of a skill you need to have to start a successful business? Well, there is a 4 basic skills you need to have right now in hand, and I believe that you already have. You just need to identify them and have a confidence on it. So what are those skills? First is decision making. Second is service skill. Third is management skill. And fourth is personal skill. See, in decision making skill is crucial. You need to understand how you make decision. Once you know how you make decision, and you know the accuracy, you know the method you made decision and how was that. Once you know that in which condition your decision can be successful and in which condition decision can be a bad decision, if you know your own decision making skill, this will help you to take your further business decision skills. Because life, not only life, the success is made with choices. The different decision we make every time, this is how our success this is where our success is depend upon. So every time you make decision, this is a one step towards success. So once you identify your decision making skill, you need to have a service skill. Service skill in the sense like you need to have will to care people. You should be caring. It's not about caring the wife or family or girlfriend or boyfriend. Caring is also important in business, because to start a successful business is very important that if we have a few customers in the beginning, they're going to act like a pillar of our future business empire. So those beginning customers, they should feel the values, they should feel to be cared. So if we don't have that skill, perhaps it will be a little difficult to start a successful business. But it's not impossible, because we can, by self-analysis or by acquiring the skill from other, we can easily develop it. And third, we need to have a management skill. In management skill, we need to know a little bit about the numbers. We need to know how numbers function in your industry, in your company which you like to start. Other than number, you also need to understand that how the operation function and how to make things in process, how to create process, how to create system. And to understand how to create system, there is not a proper method you can find until you didn't discover it yourself. Because on internet, in the books, there is a lot of theoretical method, but here I would like to emphasize, to make a system, do it by yourself according to your convenience, according to your resources, according to your environment. The goal while making a system, goal is to have more productivity in less time, in less engagement. Okay, and then we're going to talk about a personal skill. In personal skill, you need to know that how to set an objective, how to set a goal, and how to manage your own time. Because if you fail to manage your time, if you fail to set a right goal, it's going to be a very difficult to start a successful business. So your personal skill, which you can practice on daily basis by scheduling your day, it will help you to stay organized, effective, and you can reach the goal pretty easily. See, our mind is objective oriented. Until unless, or if we fail to give objective to our mind, we can live in a messy life, or we can live with the ideas, with the business opportunity, but we can't do much thing, we can't get much out of it. So these personal skills, setting a right goal, the goal for the business, goal for your day, and managing your time is highly important. To conclude, at this point, I believe you already having all four those skills. You just have to look into and organize it in the right way. That's all you have to do. Because this is something we learn since childhood. By observing them, we can improve it in better way. So, what are those four skills? We need to have a decision making skill, which we do by default every day. And then we need to have a service skill, that too we do every day in different circumstances. And then we need to have a management skill, and then we need to have a personal skill. Thank you for your attention again. See you in the next video. Hi, let's talk about the skill strategy. The skill strategy is all about how to develop our own skill, our natural skill, and how to acquire skill from other people. Well, so let's first look into how to develop our own skill. In the first video, we saw that how to recognize our natural skill. Once you recognize your natural skill, after all you have to do is to observe them on daily basis. It's every end of the day, maybe particularly in the evening or in the before to go to bed, just separate 5 minutes to just reflect, just think about your natural strategy and what kind of improvement you made on that day. Did you took any action to improve your natural skill? Because sometimes our natural skill is powerful and bringing the success automatically, but sometimes it's remain abundant because we never noticed it. Once we begin to notice, we can sharpen it and we can make it more efficient and more powerful. And the first way to doing is to observe it. Observe it on daily basis without taking any action. Once you observe it for a month, I suppose you don't have time to take action. While observing, you automatically, it will lead you to take action to improve it. or if you can combine both of these, then it's wonderful. So what you can do, that observe it, and in the same time take minimum one action to improve your natural skill. All right, and by taking the action, look at the result. Now, three things has to be observed every day: your natural skill, action you took to improve your natural skill, and then the level of improvement you made from the journey you passed from 1 to 5. Just look into this journey. This will give you a clear understanding, and it will help you to create better strategy to improve your natural skill. Because I strongly believe that everybody born with their own natural talent, and if you focused on it, you can be shine in your own field, in your own way. We will look into the case study section how some of the great entrepreneurs, knowing their own talent, and they sharpen it and make it shine with time. Well, now the second objective, second point is to use other skill. In the same way, as you now know that what is your natural skill, it will help you, by observing by your own, it will help you to see the skill or talent within other people. And when you will begin to see the talent in other people, it will help you to build a great team. Not only in the initial phase, but also when your company will grow higher and higher. Your ability to recognize the personality and the talent will help you a lot. So I will leave you on this point. See you in the next video with the case study. Thank you again for your time and for your attention. Hi. Do you know how the Mr. Page was aware about his own skill? Well, there was no doubt that he was a PhD student and he was knowing what he is doing. But what about his friend Brian? I heard that in the beginning they were not agree with each other. When they met first time, they didn't like each other. But there was one point common between them, and that was creating algorithm. And that's one point bring them together and create a Google. So Page, even though he wasn't agree with the mentality of Brian, but he was knowing his talent. He recognized the skill. In the same way, if you are capable to recognize the skill in other people, you can build a great business. See, now we are going to look into another section called Apple. What happened in Apple? When two Steve meet in a club, what happened? Steve Jobs proposed to another Steve. Say, your idea is great. I think we can sell it together. And this is why Steve Jobs proposed Steve to or Steve Wozniak to sell his product. Because Steve Jobs was knowing his strength. If you will look into the biography of Steve Jobs, you will realize that Steve Jobs was pretty confident by his sales skill. So, by knowing your natural skill can open a tremendous door of success for you. And that was the success point for Steve Jobs. When he saw the opportunity to sell a new product in the market, he immediately grabbed the opportunity. Two friends get together and begin to sell. After two other friends joined the project, and Apple formed. Not only that, let's have a look into a Jeep 2, the venture of Elon Musk. What he did, he was a great programmer, and his brother was people who study the business and who started to do the home-based painting company. So he had the basic knowledge of business, and the Elon has the basic knowledge of programming. They came together and tried to formulate business. But just knowing a business doesn't bring so much result. They struggled for a couple of time. But soon, Greg Corey joined their company, who was a retail developer. And when he joined the Jeep 2, he bring the sales value in the company. And that's how the new road, a new success started for the Jeep 2, because Greg Corey initiated the sales. Later on, in the global link, Jeep 2 became the president of business development, while he was the founder of the company as well. So that's how, when different skill join together, we can build a great business. But those skills has to be natural for one another. See, the Musk brother had the different skill from each other. One is a programming, one is in marketing, but they were lacking a sales skill. So when sales joined the team, and after, the new opportunity came for the business. So this is how the unity of skills generate a powerful resources or create a powerful and successful company. So at this stage, all you have to do is to find your own skill and look into the skill around you. So thank you for your time, and thank you for your attention again. Hope you find this content useful. See you soon. Hi everyone, thank you for your attention. We saw in this class that how powerful people is. With people, you can access resources, we can access fund, ideas, everything. And in the same time, we also learn that how the people was important starting a successful business such as Google, Facebook, and Jeep 2. We also learn the people strategy, what we need to do and how to get the people and where to find the people. Hope the entire message was clear for you. If there is anything, if any further question popping up in your mind, don't hesitate to join the club, the course club, and reach to me as soon as possible. Thank you so much again. See you in the next chapter. Hi everyone, thank you for your attention. We saw in this class that how powerful people is. With people, you can access resources, we can access fund, ideas, everything. And in the same time, we also learn that how the people was important starting a successful business such as Google, Facebook, and Jeep 2. We also learn the people strategy, what we need to do and how to get the people and where to find the people. Hope the entire message was clear for you. If there is anything, if any further question popping up in your mind, don't hesitate to join the club, the course club, and reach to me as soon as possible. Thank you so much again. See you in the next chapter.